We're here now with Dr. Derrell Peel, our livestock marketing specialist. So Derrell, we're going to get into summer officially in a couple of weeks. So how are the pasture conditions looking in Oklahoma and across the country?
You know, if you look at the drought monitor, for example, we've got less drought in the U.S. Than we've had since about April of 2020. So, you know, in general, we're in pretty good shape from that standpoint. The reported pasture and range conditions are also pretty good. I mean, they reflect that lack of drought for the most part. There's a couple of spots that are bad. New Mexico in particular is probably the worst from a state standpoint. A lot of drought there, but by and large across the country and in Oklahoma, our pasture conditions are in pretty good shape.
So the forage conditions are in pretty good shape too?
You know, I think we're making a lot of pasture right now. We're making hay. It's, you know, this is, you know, as long as we have a good sort of first half of the year, we still have some concerns about what might develop later in the year, but we're definitely off to a good shape. We also know that on May 1, we came into the new hay crop year with very large hay stocks. So again, from that standpoint, we've got a lot of forage supplies right now, and I think that's helping everybody out a lot.
Yeah, so what does that mean in terms of herd rebuilding for producers?
You know, that's a big question, obviously, in the industry right now is, are we saving heifers yet? Are we trying to start rebuilding the herd? And the short answer is I don't have any data at this point, so we're not sure. I think we probably are beginning some level of heifer retention in various places. I don't think it's necessarily really big yet, a really big thing. Producers are still being pretty cautious, even though I think the forage conditions would support maybe a little more aggressive herd management plans, but I don't think the producers are quite ready for that yet.
So what's the outlook for the cattle markets for the rest of the year moving forward?
You know, we're still in this situation where supplies are tight and getting tighter. You know, we're basically at record levels or very close to it. We have been at record levels within just the last couple of months across the board for all kinds of cattle. And so we're just sort of moving forward with that tight supply kind of driving things. We're going into summer, and, you know, cattle markets typically are a little bit slow in the summertime, kind of summer doldrums, so they may not move a lot higher immediately. But over time, the supplies continue to get tighter, particularly at the feedlot level. I think we'll see these feedlot inventories come down. That's going to continue to really push these markets as we go forward. And the bottom line is we're expecting the highest cattle prices of the year on average in the last part of the year.
Okay, thanks, Derrell. We'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Dr. Derrell Peel, Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.